What's going on, everybody? To my people watching on YouTube, to my live audience, welcome. I'm Xavier Snow, CEO of Black Influence, and today I am joined by the wonderful, intelligent, entrepreneurial, and just gifted Dr. Bobbi Peterson.
Hi, Xavier. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited. I've been super excited about this interview, so what you got for me?
Yes. So, came all the way to DC to really get an understanding of the person behind Aces Braces and Big Mouth Toothbrush.
Yes.
Who's been making these waves. So, can you just give us a little bit of background of how we got here and why your story is so important?
Okay, there's just so much, and none of us have enough time for this. But originally I'm from Newark, New Jersey. Fast forward, I'm the youngest of like 8. Crowded house, I'm the loudest. I didn't necessarily want to go into dentistry initially, but I was a little bit of like a science geek, and I loved biology. I was like, okay, I'm gonna major in sciences when I go to college, but what am I gonna do with it? And I think a lot of people kind of struggle with that when they're like, when they're in that situation. So for me, it was like, am I gonna go and, shoot up lab rats? Am I gonna be a biology teacher? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, I was always like a tooth person.
Yeah.
So I said, let me just try dental school. Let me see. But turns out once I got into two dental colleges, and I wound up going to the best one. God had that in my sights. Howard University. The real HU.
Okay.
And I started it, and I just really loved it, took to it. Thought I was gonna do the general dentistry thing. The things in general dentistry that I liked didn't make money, so I decided to specialize, became an orthodontist. And there came Aces Braces. After working for a few years, couple different practices, couple different clinics or whatever, teaching, fast forward, through more businesses, I wanted to design a toothbrush. So at the time, I did not necessarily know that I would be the first.
Right.
I didn't know that. I just knew that I was a brand ambassador for a Black-owned toothbrush company, and that went sour. So I was like, you know what? I've always been that type of person that's like, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it on 1,000.
Right.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna maximize whatever it is. So I went from that small idea of having my own toothbrush to fellowshipping with my family, putting the idea out there for an electronic toothbrush, and there was Big Mouth.
Wow.
That's it in a nutshell.
Just like that.
Right.
I mean, of course there was a lot of invisible hands and connections being made and forged through the way. Can you talk about some of the obstacles that you had to overcome? Because I know you own your own building, which we're in right now.
Yes.
Talk about some of those things that you had to overcome and endure to get to where you are today.
Okay, so with respect to my practice and just grinding in the dental field, I worked for a couple of different orthodontists, taught a little bit, opened up my first practice the same month that I finished my residency. And I guess, just like any other, entrepreneur that wants to rent a space, when you get your first space, you want to put all your money into it. You want to make it look amazing. But you have to remember that you don't own the building. So I felt, from my experience, my landlords counted my coins by how full my waiting area was. Happened to me twice. They raised my rent by $1,000 based off of that. And from that experience, after that last time that it happened, I was like, let me get my credit. Well, my credit was already together, but I had to make it even better because here in New York, you have to have A+ credits. It's not even about the money. It's about the credits.
Credit score, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And fast forward, I purchased this building, so I didn't have to go through that anymore. Yeah.
That's so powerful. I mean, it seems like no matter where you go in life, financial literacy will always be important.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That should always be the goal. Even if you can't get it right away and you need to rent a space in order for your brand to blossom, do that. But always have that in the back of your mind. Like, that's my goal. I'm saving this money to do this. I am, making these connections to make sure that my brand is secure. And solid security with your brand is owning wherever you're going to manufacture or produce. So
yes, and I read a quote recently about how you feel about ownership and how important it is for you to really own your own thing. Can you just unpack why entrepreneurship is so important to success for you?
So I think the quote that you're talking about, someone asked me, how I define success.
Right.
So I don't necessarily define success, by what I'm doing right now. I think success is being able to be stable in whatever field you're in, being able to take care of yourself comfortably in whatever field you're in. That's success. Everyone spends all this money on school. Everyone spends all this money on training. If you can produce from what you actually invested in, then that's success to me, Now, I feel as though everyone's goal should be to work for yourself. Your goal should be to be an entrepreneur. Because then, like you said, there's that freedom, There's that freedom involved where now, and I'm not bragging, okay? But when I come to work, it's, I can come in a little late, I can come in a little late. I can leave a little early, I can take I've put my work in to build an amazing staff that has my back. Enough so that if I want to go to Miami, I can. They can check in with me. I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm too much of a type A to do that all the time, but but it's possible. You know what I mean? You want, we only have one life, and you want to enjoy it as much as possible. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have got to have an amazing staff that, when it comes to you being able to enjoy your life when you're going away or even just taking a day off, you just have to focus on that and get on your grind to make sure that you're situated in that respect.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that nonstop hustle.
Always.
And the fact that you're motivated even after reaching this level.
Oh, absolutely.
Every day you wake up and you get it. One question I do want to ask you, since our platform is directed to the Black community, something that is common with us is we tend to neglect ourselves and our health, whether it be our financial health or our oral hygiene. Talk about why that is such a detriment in the longevity and what we can do to be proactive about our own health.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the research that I did to develop the toothbrush, because it has a lot to do with what you just said.
Okay.
Like, of course, we're in my practice right now where I and my staff focus on overall health. We focus on oral hygiene. There's a juice bar here. We have CMOS. We have, we focus on overall health. But just to your point, with the Big Mouth Toothbrush, I did a study here where, did a survey about 300 people, asking them. I found out from that study that everyone does not brush for the full 2 minutes that you're supposed to brush.
Okay.
Right? So even though people might think, oh, I'm taking care of my teeth, I'm focused on oral hygiene, my teeth look nice, blah, blah. You're not brushing for 2 minutes, which means eventually you might start to develop certain issues in your mouth that you don't even see,
Right.
The average person also does not see the dentist twice a year. And that's crazy, because these are my patients telling me this. No, but my own patients are telling me this. It's weird. So that, in combination with the fact that myself, and my hygienist have seen a rise in gum disease, led me to the idea of the wider toothbrush head. When you use that wider toothbrush head, you're covering more surface area. So if myself and my colleagues understand the fact that gum disease is on the rise, why is it that most electronic toothbrushes the head size is getting smaller and smaller.
Right.
How is that helping the problem? It seems like such a simple concept, Xavier, right? It's like a very simple concept, but that's how I came up with it. Like the focus on oral hygiene is so, it needs to be publicized more, because you see these celebrities with these veneers.
Right.
Fake teeth, and you know, I'm nothing against veneers. You know, nothing. You know, when they're done properly, I love them. Most of them, but you know, there just needs to be a general overall focus on maintaining the health of your natural teeth, and that's always been my focus. Anyone that has ever had a consultation with me, they know I don't pull teeth unless it's absolutely necessary. We don't, you know, we try to preserve your, you know, what God gave you, you know,
Right.
even though hereditary is a little bit of a factor in it, but we just want you to maintain everything that you have naturally, you know.
I love that.
Yeah, overall health.
I love that. Organic and holistic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that. My girls got me doing yoga and all types of
Yoga is life. Oh my gosh. I love her already. I know it. Yoga is definitely life. That's what literally got me through a lot of the things that I was going through with my health, you know, like keeping that mental stability really does add to your overall health. The mind is very, very powerful. Very, 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 very powerful. You know?
We'll have to get a commercial with you. So I want to know from your perspective, because we do have a younger audience, what are some of the things, let's say I'm in college and I'm aspiring to be a dentist. What's some advice that you have for somebody aspiring to be in a position like yourself?
So I always love this question because I talk about the things that I didn't have. I would say first and foremost, get a mentor. So there are a lot of dentists, specialized dentists that are on social media. So the younger generation right now, they have social media. I didn't really have that when I was younger. So, and a lot of us are willing to mentor anyone who reaches out.
Right.
There are so many of my colleagues that are just like me, that if you hit me in my DM and you say, listen, you can even say, it doesn't even have to be you. You can say, listen, my cousin, my little baby sister's cousin's uncle's niece wants to be a dentist. Can she hit you up? I'm always gonna say yes. I'm always gonna say yes, because I will always, just like a lot of my colleagues, make time to respond. Responding doesn't take a lot. So get a mentor, reach out to the I guess the people that you would hold as, you know, respective in that field that you would like to be in. This applies to every field. That's number one. Number two, I would say apply even if you do not feel as though that's going to be your bag. Like, even if you don't think you're going to get in, apply anyway, because you can get into certain social circles. Howard University. You can get into certain social circles, you know, HBCUs period. You can get into certain social circles that can give you the in on maybe not the direct route to get to what you want to be, but you might have to like do a little residency, do a little internship, get a little bit more experience, which is always better. You're always a step ahead when you get more experience. You might have to work like for free for a little bit, and that will basically make you more prepared than the people that will be in dental school with you. You know, that's basically what it is.
That's free game. And it doesn't just apply to dental school.
No, in every respect.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, you mentor, you don't have to even know them personally. You can actually, like you said, online, social media.
I mentor through my DMs.
There you go.
You ask me a question about my history, I've had tons of phone calls. Like, we'll schedule it, of course.
Yes.
And I'll give up my number. I'll say yes, you know. If you want to talk to me about my journey, I'll talk to you about it. Let's just schedule it, you know. Absolutely.
So my next question is, if you could create a billboard to the world, what would it say?
If I could create a billboard to just the overall world, what would it say? Honestly, it would probably say live life to the fullest. That's always been, one of my mantras. And it's funny because like when you graduate from dental school, they put your picture, the whole class's picture individually on the wall, and everybody has a little saying, and that was my saying, and all my classmates will know. My line was live life to the fullest, because no matter what, like, life is hard, When life hits you, it's unpredictable, right? Life is unpredictable. Family life is unpredictable. So when I say, it's a cliche, but when I say live life to the fullest, I mean even, getting off work an hour early just to go meditate for 5 minutes. That's living life to the fullest. When I used to go through chemo, and the doctor's office that I go to is across from the Park in the City, Central Park. And right after I would get out of chemo, I would go and do yoga in the park for 5 minutes before I would have to come back to work.
Yes.
Live life to the fullest. Get your mental stability every and any way you can. Every and any way you can. The more you can make your mind at peace, the better you're able to function, the better you're able to apply yourself to your brand, the better you're able to be a better sister, mother, wife, girlfriend, uncle, cousin,
Yes.
The better you're able to be for the people that you love. So live life to the fullest. Cherish every moment.
I love that. So where can people connect with you online if they want to reach out or purchase your special products?
Okay, so my baby right now is the Big Mouth Toothbrush.
Yes.
So on Instagram, it's the Big Mouth Toothbrush. The website is bigmouthtoothbrush.com. The email is, at the Big Mouth Toothbrush at gmail.com. I have an amazing team that takes care of, shipments, any questions that you might have. If you want to DM them, you can find me at I am Dr. Bobbi on Instagram. I'm Dr. Bobbylicious on TikTok. And of course, I'm, on Facebook as well, but I'm not, very active on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. But my office is Aces Braces here in Brooklyn, 1049 Rutland Road in East Flatbush. And my website is acesbraces.com.
Beautiful. And I got one more question.
Uh-oh.
One final question. Okay.
Yes.
What does Black excellence mean to you?
Many things. We might need a whole nother hour for that one. You know what? Black excellence to me means pride. It means we're better. It means we're always going to be better. It means striving. It means giving back the way our ancestors would. It means cherishing the ancestors. It means looking at younger Black and brown faces and wanting to bring them up to where you are. It means a smile when you come into my office. It means, oh, you're the doctor? Yes, I am. It means, creating a space for the next generation where they see me and they can say, they can come into my office and they'll hear Biggie, or they'll hear what's his name, Kodak Black, or they'll hear reggaeton, they'll hear Afro beats. It means them seeing me walking through dancing to to Thames, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And they're grooving with me. It means, oh, you're on TikTok, you want to do one, let's go. It means connecting and combining thoughts. It means allowing the world to see your excellence on any level. It doesn't have to be where I am. It could have been where I was. It could have been where I've been. It means sharing your talents to the world. It means showing the world how dope we are in any way. I could go on and on, Xavier. I really can.
Yes.
I really can. I love my people, and I'm very, very, very proud of you and your Instagram. I'm proud of everything that you're doing, and I'm very, very happy that you and your girl took the time to come out here and do this with me. I'm just proud,
Well, thank you. You're an inspiration.
Thank you.
Yes, and so from the bottom of my heart and my audience's heart, We thank you for your time, your wisdom, and just being a great light to the community. So thank you so much, Dr. Bobbi.
You're welcome. You better come back.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Black
that.
affluence is the key.
Yeah.
Get on it. I love it. Thank you so much.